Welcome to Rewire Yourself Rich, the podcast for the woman who's done with temporary bullshit mindset shifts and ready for a full nervous system level identity upgrade. The woman who knows she was born to transform the world with her unique superpowers. I'm your host, Kelly Pender, wealth identity rewiring expert, intuitive mentor, and creator of the Rich Coded Method. In our world, we don't manifest like needy ass bitches. We re-encode the big fucking deal wealthy woman back into yourselves. We shift your DNA to remember who the fuck you are. Ready to become rich coded, getting paid to exist? Let's fucking go. Good morning, my BFDs. I want to speak to the version of you who is convicted in her body of work. And she is certain, without a shadow of a doubt, that her work, her movement, her programs, her offerings are the end all be all solution. And this version of you already exists within you. And the thing is that so many of us have been keeping her tamed, have been keeping her quiet, have been telling her she needs to, don't say it this way, or you're going to rock the boat. What if this was the week, especially with a fresh new month? There's something really potent coming forward this month of December. What if you could give her, it's you, what if you could give her permission to fully own her movement? Okay? Because the truth is, you're not just an online coach. You're not just someone who's here to post reels on Instagram with hopes of maybe impacting a few people. No, we are beyond that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm saying. You know in your bones, in your cells, in your being, that you came here to lead a fucking movement. A movement that alters people's lives. A movement that impacts tens of thousands of millions of lives. And as a result, you're making millions or multi-millions leading your movement. This is what you came here to do. This is the work that you came here to lead. And what I'm saying is that it goes beyond posting on Instagram. It goes beyond your programs and offers. The more that you own who you are, the more that you own and embody and savagely and boldly claim the movement that you came here to lead, inviting more people in and day out, that is how money responds to you. But what I'm saying is it goes beyond money. I want you to bring forward the version of you who's leading her multi-million-dollar movement. And I want you to talk to her. And so at some point this week, I want you to bring her forward. I want you to sit down with her, hand over your heart, and I want you to ask yourself, what do I need to know to be the version of me who's leading her multi-million-dollar movement? And I want you to allow what wants to drop in, what wants to be seen, what wants to be heard, what wants to be witnessed. And I'm going to tell you something. It's going to scare the fuck out of you. Good. Let it. Because the current version of you isn't doing that. And so what I want you to do is to detach from identifying with your current circumstances. I want you to detach your worth from your bank account. Detach your worth from the number of clients you currently have. Detach your worth from the sales that you have. We're no longer identifying with what is. We are getting out of logic because when you're in logic, you're in lack. And when you're in lack, it is very challenging to collapse timelines and bring your quantum self forward who's leading your multi-million-dollar movement. And I know that you came here to collapse timelines around wealth. I know that you came here to quantum leap. I know that you came here to massively shift your identity and to install a new frequency that wealth responds to, that clients respond to, that sales respond to, that money responds to, that fuck yes opportunities respond to. And so with this fresh new month, with this, I pulled an oracle card this morning and it said, it's an auspicious time. So knowing that, I want you to flirt with the version of you who's leading her multi-million-dollar movement. I want you to flirt with her. I want you to date her. Wine and dine, whatever feels good, whatever floats your boat. I want you to be in a relationship with her. I want you to marry her. Unite with her. And then I want you to become her. To be her. To move as her. To lead as her. To act as her. To dress as her. To speak as her. And I shared this on stage over the weekend when I was in Tampa. And it was almost, I'll bring this forward here, it was almost 2 years ago that I sat down. I was pregnant with Frankie, with my second at the moment. And I decided to play in the quantum, which is what I'm inviting you to do. And I asked my quantum self, what do I need to know to be the version of me who's leading her multi-million-dollar movement? And I saw me speaking on this huge ass stage. And I was like, what? How am I going to do this? I can't travel. I can't leave my family. I'm about to give birth. I want to be on a couch. Where's the toilet? Those were my thoughts. It didn't make any logical sense. And knowing that that was the vision that dropped in, I remained open to the infinite possibilities. And guess what happened? I had a mentor come my way that I had no idea when I signed on with her was a speaking coach. I just felt it. I felt the alignment. I felt the pull. And then shit started happening. Why? Because I stayed plugged into that vision, to that invitation from my quantum self. Even though logically in my current circumstances, I literally was like days away from birth. It made no sense. You can't speak on stage when you're birthing. Like, no. But I got out of logic. I kept making moves in the direction of that vision. And over the weekend, a little less than 2 years, mind you, I had a baby in that meantime, and life lifed. Because time doesn't matter. I stood on that stage. I shared that story. And I said to everyone, that vision that dropped in almost 2 years ago was this exact one right here, me standing on the stage speaking to each and every one of you. With my soon-to-be best-selling book, some of you know, globally trademarked brand, and our now globally known certification. None of those things that I just listed would have even existed or been in my reality if I didn't allow myself to accept that invitation of that scary ass vision that came in almost 2 years ago. I wouldn't be here right now speaking to you. I would probably still be teaching yoga in my old identity. Okay? There is a version within you who is dying, begging to be unleashed. She's already here. And when you allow yourself to tap into her, to accept that invitation, when you allow yourself to get out of logic, which we call logic limitation caps, which is essentially lack, And when you allow yourself to remain open to those infinite possibilities, when you begin to shift your identity, which is what you're doing right now, when you allow yourself to be her, to move as her, trust me, those moves are scary. They're really fucking uncomfortable. They stretch you, they expand you. But I want you to think about, in your current identity, if we're not stretching, if we're not expanding, we're not growing. We're not ascending. So the fear, the discomfort is required for identity ascension. And how fucking beautiful is that? Let's own that. So that when you step on stage, so that when you have your best-selling book in hand, so that when you are famous, when you are known, when you are a guest expert on top podcasts, instead of being like, holy shit, how did this happen? It's like, duh, of course it did. This is who I am. This is how it gets to be for me. This is my normal. So to wrap this up, this week, I want you to play in the quantum. Fresh new month, hand over heart. What does the version of me who's leading her multi-million-dollar movement want me to know? Who do I need to become? What do I desire? And when that drops in, I want you to share it here in this space. I want you to claim it. I want you to allow it to be known. And I invite you to commit to this vision and to continue, even though it makes no fucking sense at the time. Trust me, it doesn't need to make sense. That's being in logic. I want you to make moves that are in alignment with that vision. And you'll know it because you'll feel it. You'll feel it. When you listen to this, drop in the Wins and Celebrations channel what your quantum self shared with you. Even if it scares you, okay? Let yourself go there. And we get to collapse time. We get to continue to encode this identity and install this frequency to bend reality to you, to bring her forward in the here and now. Where what that vision was, where it probably will scare the fuck out of you, when it happens, you'll be like, of course it did. Duh. This is my normal. These are my standards. This is now my new baseline. And it only gets better and better and better from here. And if you are ready to activate and encode the version of you that the world can't stop watching and paying, that's exactly what we are doing inside Fame Frequency. And this version of you who's famous, who's known, who's felt in every single room that you enter, rooms you don't even enter. This version of you that collapses her monthly income into a day, she's not a future self. She's not, oh, that would be nice to have eventually, an identity, an idea, a thought. She's already coded in your cells and in your field. And Fame Frequency is where we bring her forward. And this is for you if you already have all the strategy and you know that that's not the thing to make you famous. You know you're here to be known. You feel it in your bones that wealth compounds from identity and energetics. You're ready for speed, quantum momentum, collapsing time, collapsing your income, and you're ready to activate the version of you who's booked on top stages, who's speaking on top podcasts, who's featured in major publications, best-selling author, billboard in Times Square, known for her genius, her message, her frequency, and her movement. YouTube famous, TikTok famous, whatever it is that you want. You've done the groundwork and now you're ready to broadcast your fame frequency to bend reality in your favor. I am so excited to lead this workshop. This is going to bring the version of you out where we're going to crank the dial all the way the fuck up. This is the version of you that you've been hiding, that you've been shrinking. We're bringing her fully fucking forward inside frame frequency. Right now, you can join us for only $22.22. You can DM me the word fame on Instagram or head to the link in the show notes. I'll see you inside, you big fucking deal. If you loved this episode as much as I did, please take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram so I can share you and your incredible body of work to my network and celebrate you. And as a special abundance gift, please give us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Take a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram, and I'll send you my sexy sales hypnosis to rewire yourself rich in your sleep.